A very good evening. Welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Ashinsani Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi reiterates India's fullest cooperation in the economic recovery of Sri Lanka. The government reassures the halted free arrival visa facility for tourists soon. News in detail. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi yesterday assured the India's fullest cooperation in the key aspects of the counter-terrorism and Sri Lanka's post-attack economic recovery, as India always prioritizes India's neighbors as a policy. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who elected and took the office for his second term, visited Sri Lanka yesterday and engaged in talks with President Maithripala Sirisena, Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, opposition leader Mahinda Rajapaksa. A presidential media division announcement said that the talks, which were held with President Maithripala Sirisena at President's House, focused on bilateral relations and regional security, peace and stability. The statement also said that since both Sri Lanka and India have been victims of terrorism, both the leaders decided to step up cooperation in this critical area in order to ensure the safety of the region, while highlighting the prolonged relations between the two countries since ancient times based on mutual trust and respect. Furthermore, the Indian Premier also met a Tamil National Alliance delegation led by MP R. Sambandhan during his short visit to Sri Lanka after concluding the discussions with the Prime Minister and opposition leader. State Minister of Foreign Affairs Wasantha Senanayake claims that Sri Lanka will be offering the free visa on arrival facility to foreigners soon. The free visa on arrival facility will be initially offered to nationals from the countries representing the European Union and the United States of America and the United Kingdom. The facility was earlier planned to be offered to the EU, UK, USA, SAARC countries and a few other selected countries from the 1st of May, but it was put on hold due to the Easter Sunday blast. At present, Sri Lanka offers on-arrival visa only to citizens of Singapore, Nepal and the Maldives. Earlier, Sri Lanka provided on-arrival visa to many other countries similar to the policy introduced by Singapore, but that decision was paused 8 years ago. The minister also added that his ministry is working with the ambassadors based in Sri Lanka to remove the existing travel advisories on Sri Lanka. 3 new acting ministers were appointed to replace the ministerial portfolios made vacant following the resignation of Muslim ministers. Official Gazette notification on resignations of 9 Muslim ministers, state ministers and deputy ministers who voluntarily quit their portfolios was issued by the Presidential Secretariat last Friday. 3 acting ministers took oath before President Maithripala Sirisena at the President's House today following the resignation of the Muslim ministers. Thus, Deputy Minister Buddhika Pathirana was appointed as the Acting Minister of Industry and Commerce, Cooperative Development, Vocational Training and Skills Development. State Minister Lucky Jayawardena was appointed as the City Planning, Water Supply and Higher Education, while Deputy Minister Anoma Gamage took oaths as the Acting Minister of Petroleum Resources, Highways and Road Development. A gradual growth in the tourist arrivals from the Netherlands to Sri Lanka has begun to pick up following the relaxation of the travel advisory by the Dutch government. In the aftermath of the Easter Sunday terrorist attacks in Sri Lanka on 21st April 2019, many countries, including the Netherlands, issued travel advisories to their citizens advising them to visit Sri Lanka only if necessary. However, following strong lobbying efforts undertaken by the Embassy of Sri Lanka in the Netherlands, based upon inputs from the Foreign Ministry in Colombo and the Sri Lanka Tourism Promotion Bureau on the massively improved security situation, the Dutch authorities decided to relax the travel advisory on Sri Lanka following consultations with other member states of the European Union. Accordingly, the Netherlands emerged as an important high-end tourism-generating source country for Sri Lanka in recent times. Last year, 2018, Dutch tourist arrivals in Sri Lanka registered an all-time record figure of 57,160. The Netherlands embassy in Sri Lanka claims that it is optimistic that this temporary setback would be quickly overcome, and the Dutch, who have shown a strong interest in Sri Lanka, would visit Sri Lanka during the forthcoming winter vacation season. Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. The Ministry of Finance has changed the value-added tax law for tourism industries, raising the rate to 7% from 5% to enable companies to claim input credit from the 1st of June this year. The 15% value-added tax was brought down at the 5% on hotels and tour operators in the tourism industry at the first week of last month, considering the unexpected Easter tragedy on the 21st of April. The Finance Ministry announces that the VAT percentage charged on services rendered by a hotel, guest house and restaurant or other similar business providing similar services registered with the Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority will be revised to 7% with effect from the 1st of June. The ministry also says that the same percentage will be applicable on inbound tour operators, travel agents registered with Sri Lanka Tourism Development Authority. The fresh legislation is effective for a period from the 1st of June. Meanwhile, Samurdhi benefits were granted for 500 recipients in the Mathura district on last Saturday as a part of the national program of granting Samurdhi benefits to new 600,000 families. Accordingly, out of 17,226 appeals, 11,529 were selected as the beneficiaries of Samurdhi benefits and 5,000 were granted the Samurdhi ownership at an event held in Mathura. Addressing the event, Minister of Finance Mangala Samaravira clarified how the Gamperaliya Development Program assists to enhance the economic well-being of the country. Mangala Samaravira stated that 300 million rupees were granted for all the electorates from Point Pedro to Point Deundara for the first time under the Gamperaliya Development Program. Minister Samaravira also explained how the newly introduced loan scheme Sancharaka Poddo will assist the small sectors affected by the recent Easter Sunday terror attacks to recover and reconsolidate. Addressing a media briefing today, Colombo District Parliamentarian Dr. Vijay Dasarajapaksa said that the Parliamentary Select Committee appointed to look into the terrorist attacks on Easter Sunday discloses information which should be covered by the Official Secret Act. At the same time, the parliamentarian also highlighted the duty of the media when reporting the national security-related matters.
We observed during last few days, members of the Select Committee mainly representing the government and the supporting party members of the government are questioning some of the officials as well as the retired officials or removed officials about the incident, through which that we have observed a lot of informations are being revealed or disclosed which are covered by the Official Secret Act. The Official Secret has come into operation commencing from 1st of December 1955. The powers of the Parliament is very clear, that is in relation to the passing or amending or making policies on legislations. But the defense is a separate subject exclusively vested in the executive, and being the Minister of Defense and also Chief of the Armed Forces, it is a responsibility of the President. And therefore the President is responsible to safeguard the intelligent officers and all the informations which will come within the meaning of the Official Secret Act.
The tea infilling and replanting program will commence with nurseries to be laid this year and to commence replanting next year, aiming to increase the crop yield. Tea production ended on a grim note last year, recording 303 million kilograms, down from the previous year's 307 million kilograms. And Sri Lanka's tea production averaged around 330 to 340 million kilograms during last 5 years. Sri Lanka Tea Board Chairman Lucille Wijewardena said that tea infilling and replanting has to be done in about 1,000 hectares or between 2 to 3% of the total crop. He said that it is only around 1% of the total crop that has been replanted. He further highlighted that the absence of replanting will result in reduction in crop and drop in quality of leaf. Thereby, the head of Sri Lanka Tea Board said there should be about 5,000 bushels per hectare, but presently there are only between 2,000 to 3,000 bushels per hectare. A total of 13,000 plants per hectare will be replanted at a cost of 2.5 million rupees, targeting 1,000 hectares over a period of 4.5 years. On a positive note, Chairman Vijayawardena also claimed that the tea production would reach around 310 million kilograms this year, which will be better than previous years, provided that there is favorable weather during the rest of the year. The Department of Meteorology states that the prevailing windy condition is expected to continue over the island during next few days. Accordingly, showers or thunder showers will occur at times in western, southern, central, Sabaragamuwa and northwestern provinces, while fairly heavy falls about 75 mm can be expected at some places. Also, several spells of light showers will occur in Anuradhapura, Vavuniya and Mana districts. Fairly strong gusty winds up to 50 km per hour are likely over the island, and strong gusty winds up to 60 km per hour are likely, particularly in western slope of the central hilly areas, northern, north central and northwestern provinces. There may be temporary localized strong winds during thunder showers, and the general public is kindly requested to take adequate precautions to minimize damages caused by the lightning activity. We'll be back after a short break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained 24.89 points to close at 5,323, and the S&P SL20 gained 17.56 points to close at 2,477.48. The turnover was 75.5 million rupees with 6.8 million share volume. Up next are forex rates. That's all the news for today. Join us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, take care. Good night.